Hi everyone, I was just going to create a quick screencast about how to get to WISE and get into the teacher's manual or the teacher's guide project. So you want to go to wise.berkeley.edu up here, and then when you're here you can click on this button called Create WISE Account, and that'll take you to what kind of account you'd like to create. And at some point I suggest you creating a teacher account, but for this one go ahead and create a student account. And you'll put in your first name. I'll put in my first name of Jenny, my last name of, and I'm going to misspell my name just because I've already put in mine many times. And you don't have to fill this in, but you can if you want. I'm going to use the password of WISE, my favorite animal. I happen to like panda bears. And the access code, this is what I said in the email. You need to get this code from me, and that's Puffin, Puffin 268, and then you'll just want to drop down and select period 1 and hit create account. So once you do that, you'll see it's typically your first name, your first letter of your last name, your birth date, and then for me, I've created a lot of accounts, so there's C. So you can write it down or just try to remember it, and then once you do that, you can go ahead and sign in. And then there's Jenny C 0101C, and I have the same password, so I'll go ahead and sign in. So once you sign in, you'll see this project menu page, and you'll just go ahead and click Run Project. And you're doing it by yourself, but typically WISE projects, students do it in pairs or groups of 3. And so it should load up a screen like this. And so this is the unit that you're in, and you can go through at your own pace. So you can see it's what is engineering design. You'll read a little bit, and you can respond here by typing in some things. Don't type in hello and misspell it, but then you can feel free to go to the next one and read. And if you want to take notes, you can click on the notes button, and then you can add a note to your design journal. So you can say, I'm having a great time with my screencast, and save it. And then it'll show up in your design journal. So say, here, I'm having a great time with my screencast. You can trash it, or I'll go ahead and trash it. Yeah, I'll delete it. And then always go on to the next step. So in case you get to something like that looks like this, a different way of it looking, it just presents the activities and the steps in a different format. So we were just here, you can always go in and click on it again and then navigate through the top buttons. So you'll see that we'll be doing some identifying of the specifications and constraints, be dragging and dropping, and then checking your work and getting feedback, and then doing a little bit of reflection of why that might be good for students, and then going to this will link to a video. Well, you'll watch the video and then think about what design processes you see and some strategies. The other bits will be sharing and discussing with your classmates, so you can engage in a discussion here. And so this is going through some generating some ideas. You can draw your ideas here and make sure to add it to your notebook, and then redraw some and add it to another book for some other ideas, and then be justifying your design. There's also some instructions about how to build a prototype with some resources here, and you can just keep going through. I apologize, I'm saying so many ands. So when you're finished, you'll want to test your design by having somebody look at it. So I suggest that you try to get some prototypes out early and get your friends. Totally fine to have people in the class look at your teacher's guide to say, like, oh, this may not be so useful, like, oh, I needed this to be more clear. I think it would be good to get feedback as early as possible. So I'll go ahead whenever you want to log out. So it says how much you've actually done of the project, and your name, and you can always go home or sign out. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. And I really do recommend you to look at some of the projects that are here. And if you log in as a teacher, what you can see is you can browse the WISE projects, and in just a second you'll see there's plate tectonics, thermodynamics, solar respiration, chemical reactions, eliciting ideas. There's even video games that you'll be able to check out and play. So you can also filter by different subjects. So population change, space colony, genetic diversity. Make sure to check it out. And if you have any questions, always email me. Thanks.